Today is Monday, the day after Sunday. Sunday is the day that all of the good television shows premiere. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So, I've got some things I want to talk about because I watch just as much television as I do movies. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this whole television review yet because I've got about 3 shows that I want to talk about because there's 3 shows that are really big that are on television right now. One of them is Dexter. I own, well, the first 5 seasons, not because I dislike the 6th or anything, I just ran out of money when the 6th season came out, so I will be getting that soon. But Dexter is one that's on the air right now. I love Dexter. I watch it every week. I've seen every episode of it. I was like 14 when I started watching Dexter, so up to that point I really wasn't allowed to watch the stuff that was on Showtime and HBO, and this is one of the first shows that I was like, oh, there's some good stuff on there that's not too inappropriate for somebody my 14-year-old age. So Dexter kind of eased me into Showtime and HBO and like the good television, so thank you, Dexter, for that. Dexter is a show about a serial killer who is also a blood analyst. Analyst is not a word. Dexter is a show that's on Showtime about a blood analyst that also kills people at night. The character Dexter is played by Michael C. Hall, who's been in shows like one of my favorites, hold on, 6 Feet Under. I own every season of this show. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. And Michael C. Hall was in this show as well. I watched this after Dexter, but he was in this show, and he was fantastic in this show. He played a gay guy in this, so this role's a little bit different. He deserved the role on Dexter. He wasn't just some random guy walking in and, you know, getting the job. I'm going to briefly talk about all 7 seasons of Dexter. The first season of Dexter is one of the best seasons of television that exists, and I mean, it was so good. I think the first 2 seasons were based on the books. I'm not entirely sure. I know that this series was based on the books, but I don't know how closely it played to the books. I don't know. I'm going to get a little spoiler heavy here. So for those of you that haven't seen Dexter, go watch it now and then come back and watch this video later. Dexter's fantastic. It's one of my favorite shows. So that's my review of Dexter for those of you that haven't seen it. Now, for those of you that have, here come the spoilers. The first season of this show was fantastic. Everything with his brother and his dad. I really loved the backstory that existed in the first, I guess, 2 seasons of the show. Now it's kind of, you've learned everything about Dexter. So the first 2 seasons are my favorite because you get to know Dexter, you get to know his backstory, and it's really disturbing and really good. I just loved all of his backstory. The plot of those seasons was really interesting and good, especially with the brother, but I loved the backstory more than any of that. The backstory was incredibly interesting, and I loved that. I kind of talked about the first and second season in one there, but the second season's really good as well. I think the first and second season are the best of the show. The third season's weaker, but I don't hate it as much as some people did. I hear that people really dislike the third season of the show. I didn't have a problem with it, but I was also watching it back to back because I watched the first 2 seasons on Netflix because they had them on Netflix, and that's how I found out about the show. And then they didn't have the 3rd or 4th, or I think the 4th was out at that time. And so I went to Fry's and bought all of them for like $80 to $100 or something. So I bought like the first 4 seasons of Dexter, and so I watched them back to back. And because of that, I enjoyed the show a little bit more. I understand like people who were watching it week to week at that point. I don't know if they would have liked the 3rd season as much, but I didn't mind it. The 4th season of the show brought Dexter back. I loved the 4th season of this show, especially the ending. It blew my mind when Rita gets killed. Oh my god, that was awesome. I loved that. First of all, I didn't like Rita at that point in the television. She started driving me nuts, so when she died I was okay with it. But it was also crazy, so it blew my mind. I loved the 4th season. I loved everything with the Trinity Killer. It was extremely excellent. The 4th season is one of my favorites as well. The 1st, the 2nd, and the 4th season are the best, in my opinion, even to this point. The 5th season was the weakest of them all, in my opinion, even to this point. I think the 5th season was the first season that I had to watch week to week, and I didn't enjoy it as much because I don't like watching shows week to week. I'd prefer to just watch them all at once. But so this is the first time I was watching the show week to week, and I wasn't really into the 5th season. I didn't hate it. I mean, I was never going to stop watching Dexter, come on. But I didn't like the 5th season all that much. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was the weakest of all the Dexter seasons. The 6th season was pretty darn good. I mean, you've got Tom Hanks' son, right? I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, he was good. I really liked him. And then I also liked the teacher from Stand and Deliver. That was awesome. He played a really good role until he got killed. But I liked the 6th season. I didn't like the twist, though, with him being 2 people. I didn't really care for that, but I didn't hate it. That season was really good. It was a stronger season than the 5th one, so I was glad about that. I was watching that week to week as well, obviously. The ending to the 6th season, though, finally, the ending of the 6th season when Dexter gets caught. That's what I wanted. I think they should have done that in the 5th season. I hated the kind of cop-out ending where, you know, they were hidden behind the screen, and so when Deb comes down into the basement, she doesn't see them, and she just like lets them go. I thought that was really lame. So in the 6th season, they kind of redeemed that aspect of the show. Dexter's caught. That was awesome, and it's made this season so good. This season's the 7th season. I'm really digging this season of the show. Whenever Dexter's in trouble, that's when the show's the best. It's like, the 2nd season, Dexter is in deep trouble in that season, and it's just unnerving, the whole season. And I've really liked the 7th season, and Dexter is back. I mean, the 5th season was when it was like, and then it's come back, and the 7th season's been really good. Dexter's back, and every Sunday night I'm digging on Dexter. It's awesome. So that's all I'm going to really say about Dexter. If you want to talk about it in detail, go ahead and comment below. I'd love to talk about it with you guys. But I love Dexter. It's fantastic. I mean, it really changed the way I viewed television. And not because it was the best show ever or anything, but I was, 14 or something when I watched the first season. But I hadn't seen good television until I watched Dexter. So it changed the way I viewed television. And I mean, Dexter's great. So that's my review of Dexter, the whole series. I mean, it's fantastic all around. It's had its weak points, but those weak points were still better than a lot of other things that were on television. So, I mean, they always kept me watching. I've been thoroughly entertained with Dexter, and I love the show. I think that's the end for this video, but I'm going to do a review on Walking Dead and Homeland as well. Those will be shorter reviews because there's only 3 seasons of Walking Dead now, but 2.5. And 1.5 of Homeland. But that's the end of this video. So anyways, hope you liked the review. If you did, click like below and then subscribe to my channel and go check out all my movie reviews and, now television reviews. Go check those out. I would greatly appreciate it.